Warmest of welcomes back to the 15 grand house that we're renovating in rural France. And today, my good friend Dave is going to be tackling the second floor ensuite bathroom. You saw him previously stud out the second floor bedroom, which you can see right now on the screen, looking glorious, baby. Well, it's time to tackle the ensuite of that room. So he's just removing a couple of doors, and then we're going to get right into it with the stud work. And of course, I'm going to answer some of your comments today, which I do in every video now. It's become a bit of a new format, a bit of a ritual, in fact, that I enjoy very, very much, and it's given me so much joy. So thank you so much for your comments. Keep them coming. You can leave a comment under this video if you would like me to potentially answer it in an upcoming video. So stay tuned, keep an eye out, all that fun stuff. Let's get right into it and try and get this room, for the most part, completely studded out today. Spoiler alert, maybe, maybe not, but we'll see what happens, okay? But the transformation is lovely. Anyway, first comment. Hey Ryan, are the French people resentful of Brits moving into their country? Is it easy to emigrate? Ooh. Okay, sorry, this question's left me a bit gassy. That's a serious question. Is it easy to emigrate? As a Brit, it has become considerably harder due to the 2016 referendum, in which I wasn't allowed to vote in, by the way, because I had spent too long outside of the United Kingdom, also known as le Brexit. So it's still possible, though. You know, you just have to go through the usual channels in order to obtain a visa, which is very unfortunate, obviously, for those that want to move to France if you're from the UK. And are the French resentful? Well, to be honest, I can't answer that because I can't generalise. You know, France is a big place. It's full of many, many people with many varying opinions. So that part of the question, I can't speak for the French. OMG, Dave, be careful of those curtains. They are priceless. Yeah, watch out, Dave, with those metal rails near the curtains. You should listen to Small Fry 47, okay? Well said. But back to that first comment. There have been incidents, shall we say, because I spent a long time in France. I moved there at the age of 5 years old. I went through the school system, and, you know, kids will be kids, of course. But even as recent as late last year, there was an anti-English slur shouted at me, shall we say, and it has happened, and it happens from time to time, and I'm not speaking like, I'm speaking specifically anti-English. So yes, it has happened, but I don't let a few rotten apples ruin the whole bunch, so to speak. France is full of wonderful people, wonderful French people who are incredibly welcoming, incredibly kind, and just proper chill. Do you know what I mean? Obviously, I've got family and friends who live in France, and the neighbours are, more often than not, absolutely wonderful. Okay? Just want to make that very clear. You know, there's good and bad everywhere is what I'm trying to say. I don't want to speak ill of anyone or generalise at all. Okay, I think I should move on from this comment now. It's quite a serious topic, wasn't it? Next comment. Curious about the ceiling. Why are you dropping the ceiling and not attaching drywall to it like a regular house? Pardon me. Keep up the great work, Ryan and brother. There's a little rumour there. Yeah, so if you can see, Dave is hanging these, well, hangers, rail hangers, which rails are going to attach to, and you can see there's a little green line on it to make sure it's perfectly straight. But essentially the ceiling is, the plasterboard is attached to these metal hangers, these metal rails, instead of being directly drilled into the joists. And to be honest, that's how some people just choose to do it. And Dave was like, yeah, I'll just do it like this. That's how we roll. That's how we do things. But also a hidden benefit, or another benefit that was taken into consideration, is that by doing it like this, it ensures that the ceiling is perfectly level, because he's got that beautiful green magic laser level thing. And also the old joists, which you've just seen, can eventually be replaced one by one just by unscrewing each hanger thingy of that joist, and then cutting out and replacing that joist at a later date, if someone ever wanted to do that without absolutely destroying the ceiling. So it wasn't really a consideration, but there are a couple of joists that would potentially need changing that you will see Dave has avoided. One being in the bedroom, the one that had the fire damage, and a second one that is in this bathroom, ensuite bathroom, that he hasn't attached anything to, so that at a later date it can be replaced. Now, would it have been ideal to replace it before doing all this work? Yes, but logistically and time constraint and all that stuff meant that we couldn't do it, and this is work that I really wanted to get done. So not the end of the world, but that's why we're using the joist hangers. And I think in general people just do that. Not joist hangers, you know, metal stud work hangers, whatever you call them. I keep forgetting. I don't have the vocab. I'm sorry. Don't have the builder's vocab. But anyway, you can also see that Dave is blocking this little cove here. Oh, another question popped up. I guess if Ryan was renovating a place in the UK, his catchphrase would be renovating a £15 tent in rural Tesco's. For anyone who doesn't know, Tesco's is a supermarket chain in the UK. And that's actually a really good video idea. Let's be honest. You know, pitching a tent in a supermarket car park sounds like someone's going to go viral. And I might have to do that if this renovation goes wrong. But hey, let's hope not. So anyway, Dave is blocking off this alcove here, this extra kind of space, this former cupboard, but leaving this one open, okay? So there's going to be one in use and one not in use. But we can always change that at a later date as well. It's just because it seemed like we didn't really need it. It was a little bit redundant space-wise, but the ensuite does look quite small on camera, but for a bathroom with a shower, sink, toilet, it's actually a proper decent size. It's gonna be quite nice. So yeah, fear not. And here's the rails going up that I was talking about earlier on. And that middle joist there is the one that that will eventually be replaced if the attic is going to be turned into another room, you know. But seeing as the attic is just going to have insulation there and it's not going to be used, then it doesn't need to be they don't need to be changed for now, of course. And they are very solid. I should know, I've stepped on them, and I'm a heavy boy. I'm a heavy boy. Oh, I feel like I've been talking quite a bit. Wonder if you get bored of my talking. Stay on topic, Ryan. Stay on topic. Yeah, Dave's doing a fantastic job right now. Beautiful curtains there again. Whoa! Watch out for the curtains, Dave. Here in Adelaide, Australia, an average house around my area is over $1 million Australian dollars. It's crazy, ... But no point in selling unless we move to rural France. That's absolutely insane. I never realised how bad the housing crisis is in Australia. That's crazy. There must be a real shortage of houses in Australia for it to be that expensive. Wow, that's yeah, I feel bad for first-time buyers, that's for sure. You've shocked me there. That's probably like London prices, to be honest. Crikey. Anyway, another comment, by the way, that's kind of connected to the one I just read. I can confirm that house prices in Australia's capital cities are beyond absurd. In the regional cities, prices are lower, though jobs are harder to find unless you have specific skills. Thank you for the video. Yeah, and I mean, I guess it's the same story here in France. You know, the cities are going to be quite expensive for housing. However, the here in rural France, houses are a dime a dozen. You've got plenty of selection. You really have, in terms of any type of property that you're looking for, big or small. There's even apartments and stuff. You can find all sorts, and the prices are very low compared to US, Australia, America, all those places. So there you go. I guess it's the same in most countries, but in France it does seem to be exceptionally low. And it's not the same actually, because in the UK, you go to the countryside and places are still super expensive. Great progress, Dave. I'm enjoying seeing what's going on. It's beautiful, isn't it? So yeah, it's unfortunate what's going on in the UK, to be honest, with the housing crisis. And I feel for many people. I really, really do. But yeah, what can I say? What more can I say? Come on over to France, but if you do come to rural France, it's tricky with regards to finding any kind of career opportunities unless you start your own business, open up a bed and breakfast or something like that. It can be difficult to earn a living here in France. And again, I do want to say I'm super fortunate to be able to have an audience on the World Wide Web, on the YouTube. I think that's what the kids call it. You know, I think I've said it before, I feel like I'm one of the lucky ones. I definitely am. But to be doing this is not without its challenges. And in fact, I think an upcoming comment is about money and budget, and we'll get into that when the comment does appear. But just want to say Dave is cracking on beautifully now, getting the second wall studded out. He's doing a great job. And you can see he uses two, well, he's got four there, but he uses two rails, one against the other, because the insulation will be slotted not only behind, but also in between these railings, which you'll see eventually at some point in time. But great job, Dave. Beautiful work, beautiful bit of progress. It's a great sight to behold, isn't it? It really is. There we go. Slip it in there, Dave. Come on, don't be shy, fella. Don't be shy. There we go. Squeeze it together. Curious minds want to know, you went from no funds to buying materials. Did you marry a princess? Perhaps you've become a gigolo? Or did Aunt Sally and America leave you a tidy sum? Loving the progress. Well, I certainly did marry a princess. She's a princess to me, that's for sure. And as for becoming a gigolo, I don't quite think I'm cut out for... Was that a voice crack? I don't quite think I'm cut out for the job. I'd probably be the least successful gigolo going. Not to mention, I certainly wouldn't want to be doing that sort of work. But whatever floats your boat. And, well, we all wish we had an Aunt Sally in America to leave us a tidy sum. But unfortunately not. What I have done in order to gain funds for this renovation is, simply put, those who watch regularly know that I took a little bit of a hiatus from YouTube for a good few months through the winter time, and obviously I kept saving funds throughout that time, and I'm now just throwing that money that was saved up at this renovation, and whatever money is made through YouTube is then thrown at the renovation, and so on, so forth, you know, trying to just keep it going that way. Now, will it eventually all come crumbling down and I run out of funds to renovate? Time will tell. I would like to give you a definite answer, but I am genuine when I say I have no idea what's going to happen or what the future holds. And it is sometimes scary, but you know what? Success is a mindset. You make your own luck. We roll with the punches. It's not about how hard you can get hit. It's about... No, wait, I got that one wrong. It's not about how hard you can hit. It's about how hard you can get hit. And keep moving forward, said Rocky. Great films, by the way. Rocky. Great films. Sylvester Stallone. Love the guy. Love the guy. Fantastic man. Not even met the fella, to be honest. I still think he's great. But yeah, you can see the laser doing its job there really well. And Dave is just tightening up this wall, making sure it's nice and solid. And you can see how it all ties in together and becomes one, you know, it becomes one strong piece. So loving the metal railing, by the way. Really strong stuff. Ryan, drop your skincare routine. Your skin always looks amazing. You're glowing. Thank you very much. I appreciate that. And about time someone noticed, okay? I've been waiting years for this comment. As for the skincare routine, you need to wash your face no less or no more than once a month with cold water. That's it, okay? Once a month, a little splash of the old water, the old H2O, bish, bash, bosh, sorted. Yeah, on a serious note, I just wash my face more than once a month. Once a day, at least. Probably more than once a day. Once a day sounds a bit low, to be honest. And I'm getting a spam phone call. Fantastic. We went through this whole video without being disturbed, and then a call centre decides to ruin the whole thing. I think we can all agree that call centres should not exist, or the ones that reach out and spam you. You know? Terrible. But anyway, there we go. I digress. I did not answer. I should have answered. Could have had a chat to him. So, yeah, Dave's just solidifying the old the railing here, and he's doing a really good job screwing it in. And I'm sorry if sometimes the camera doesn't show everything and Dave reaches off camera. Of course, there are challenges when it comes to this kind of point of view filming, and Dave's just focusing on getting this renovation to where it needs to be. And there we go. I think that was the last screw. No, it wasn't. He's still going. What a man. What a legend of a man. But you're about to see the progress now. Once he puts the last few screws in, you're going to see what Dave has achieved in this video, and he's done a fantastic job. Thank you so much, Dave. With that being said, I've been Ryan, you've been watching Dave, and I hope you enjoyed this video. Leave a comment down below and stay tuned for the next video. Much love from me. Video coming in the next few days. There we go. Well done, Dave. See you soon.